Hello, and thank you for checking out Modular. I'm Jesse, and I made it. This video includes an introduction to the template, an overview of its features, and an explanation on how to use it. Modular is the template pack I wanted but couldn't find. It's simple, clean, brand neutral, highly versatile, and perhaps most important, it's easy to use. I built this template because recently I've been doing a lot of high volume, high turnover client work. This includes things like store tours as brick and mortar shops migrate online and fashion lookbooks. To get through the workload, I needed templates. There's simply no way to do custom animations for every video I had to produce. The problem was that all the templates I found were highly designed. They were all stylistic and had signature looks and feels, the kind of thing that you could only broadcast once or twice before the content started feeling repetitive. Modular is clean. It starts with a white background that pushes the client's content to the front. It's a template that becomes invisible, and in doing so can be used for any client who needs their content turned around quickly. Another thing unique about Modular is how the timelines are broken down. Instead of having one long timeline to work with, this is built as several smaller modules. Every module starts and ends on white, so if you line them up, the transition from one module to the next is seamless. This means you can rearrange the modules however you want. Modular comes with one feed timeline and 5 story timelines. The feed timeline is horizontal and 60 seconds long, with room for 6 modules of a possible 10, giving you over 150,000 possible combinations. The story timelines are 15 seconds long each and have room for 2 or 3 modules from a possible 15. So that's what Modular is. Let's jump into the editing environment and see how Modular works. Welcome to Modular. We're going to look at the folder trees first, and then we're going to look at how the timelines are set up, and then how to work between those two windows. So from the top down, we've got the feed folder. This contains your feed timeline as well as your feed modules. Light leaks are the light leaks that we use to kind of give the transitions a little bit of kick. Feed logo is a smaller file with just the logo. And we'll get into how to edit that in a moment. You got a folder for footage. You've got an import folder and a used folder. When you get these, they will be empty, but I have loaded in some footage from a fashion shoot that I've been working on, just so we have something to demo with. Moving down, we've got our actual light leaks. These are the files of those splashes of color. Ooh, boy, are they exciting. Moving down, we've got the music. 2 15-second songs and 1 60-second song. Nothing too fancy in there, don't get excited. Next are the solids. These are all color-coded solids, and you will see how those relate to the modules in a moment. And the modules are all color-coded, and those color codes match the solids that you're seeing in there. And finally, we've got the stories folder with 5 stories, 5 story timelines, all of which could be fit to the timeline. And the modules, including a folder for intros. And we'll get into why there's a folder for intros for the stories and not for the feed in a moment. Here are all your modules. You got your light leaks and you've got your logo again. All right, so that's the briefest of intros. Let's get into how the timelines work. So here we are in the feed timeline. And you'll see at the beginning we've got this logo, and then again at the end. What you'll notice is that this logo is actually one file. Here's the beginning of that file, and here's the end of that file. You can tell because of that little black triangle in the upper right. It's all one animation file. So what's animated in here is the null object, not the text layer. So if you have a PNG logo that you want to drop into your video, you just take that PNG, import it to the project, frame it up in your logo module, and then parent it to the null object. You don't have to do any animation, you just turn off the text layer. But if you want to keep the text layer, you can change this text to whatever you want, whatever font you want, if you need to build a simple logo in the project, easy as pie. So we're going to leave that as whatever, just so you can see that it immediately populates the feed timeline. All right, let's get a little bit deeper into this by looking at some of the modules. Now what we've got are a series of letters and numbers that mean a lot to me and might not mean anything to you right now, so let's break it down. F is for feed. FA is for the first build. I had no confidence going into this project, so I named them FA, assuming I'd have to do a B build, a C build, a D build before I got it right. Look at me go, I got it right on the first build. So that's what the A means. It just means I am an ace. Module number 1 through 10. And then we have some codes here. 2S means 2 square placeholders. There are the square placeholders. 3V means there are 3 verticals. 5S means that this is 5 seconds long and this is 5 seconds. Everything else is 10 seconds long. 6 vertical, 6 horizontal and 2 vertical, 8 horizontal, 4 horizontal and 2 vertical, 4 horizontal, 2 vertical, and so on down the line. And you will see over here, we've got them not only color-coded, but those same codes over here apply. 2 horizontal. There's our first horizontal. It animates off to the side, and the next horizontal pops up. There's 1 vertical with 2 horizontals, 3 verticals, and so on and so forth. This is all well and good, but how do you edit these? It couldn't be more simple. These are all nested sequences, so you can double-click on this one. Let's say we've got 4 horizontals and 2 verticals that we want to animate. So now we've got the actual layout, and these are more nested sequences, more placeholders. So when you select one, you can see the outline of which one you're actually going to be editing. We want to start with the vertical. So all you have to do, now we are actually at the base level placeholder for this little bit of animation. And you'll know you're at the base level because it says vert brown instead of some coded letter and number series. All you have to do is find the footage you want. We're going to go with something vertical. See how I export my footage as horizontal and vertical. All of these clips are 5 seconds long. Not sure if that is easy to find and confirm, but I promise you they are all, 5 seconds long. So let's find a good clip. Something that shows the entire person, I'd say. Let's start with that. So you just drag it and drop it in. All right. Looking good, and that has already populated the parent timeline, which has already populated not feed logo, but the actual feed. So that's what it'll look like in the feed. Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's do that second one, and we'll need another vertical for this. Let's go with a close-up of something. Ooh, that looks artsy. Lovely. And that has already populated the parent timeline and the feed timeline. I prefer to apply my effects on the actual footage. You could, if you're shooting across the board on a Blackmagic or an Alexa, you could put your LUTs up on an adjustment layer. I do them shot by shot because the LUT isn't the end of the story. I also do some adjustment to the color balance and to the exposure. So we're just going to drag Lumetri color on there and load up. This was shot on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K. So we load up that LUT, and that's looking a little blue to me. So we're going to add some orange, and yeah, that's fine. And you'll see that the Lumetri populates up to the top level. So for your feed storyline, it's as simple as double-clicking, and then dragging and dropping your footage. If you pick your clips because you like them, you don't even have to look at what you're dragging and dropping if you want to go, if you want to play a little Russian roulette with your edit. It's easy as pie to copy and paste Lumetri, the Lumetri effect, so I didn't have to do any editing. That looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, I would, if I was doing this seriously, I'd clean up those highlights in the background maybe a little bit more, and you'll see that it populates all the way to the top. Let's say you don't want 2 horizontals right there. Simple as deleting. go over to your module folder and pick out the module that you want. Maybe you want 8 horizontals. You've got a lot of great footage and you want to show it all. Just drag and drop that in, and there are your 8 horizontals. It will go to white, and boom, boom, boom. In comes the actual footage that you want to edit, or that you want to show. Sorry. Let's get into the stories, because they're a little bit different. Now, stories are shorter. They are 15 seconds. These are designed for Instagram. And with stories, there's the possibility that because it's shorter, you want to get into your footage quicker. Of course, you could go with the text, or you could load in your, missed a W there. You could load in a PNG file with transparency, and that will populate at the top and the bottom of your 15-second clip. Or you can turn that off and load up a splash module that will get you into your footage that much quicker. So you just take whatever you want, drag and drop it in, and if we're lucky, we'll still have that Lumetri effect. And we did. It was still on the clipboard, so we just had to paste it in there. And now on our story timeline, instead of starting with a logo, as we were doing before, we are now starting with an actual clip. If you really just want to be footage focused, the intro and outro are 5 seconds long. So you could, instead of having a logo at the top or the bottom, you could just bring in another module. So we'll take in module 10. Yeah, that should work fine. Drag and drop it in. Each module is 5 seconds long. 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. And there you go. Now you've got all footage and no logo. Simple as can be. It's a very, very versatile plugin, or template, sorry. Now you know pretty much how to use it. Modular is focused on social media. The timelines are either 1920 by 1080 or 1080 by 1920. So when I'm shooting, I like to shoot 4K knowing that I can use the footage either horizontally or cropped vertically without any quality loss. I also pull my clips and export 5-second versions of the shots I want. While Modular doesn't always use every frame of a 5-second clip, no clip will ever be on screen for more than 5 seconds. So to save guesswork, I just make every clip 5 seconds long. I've included a couple of MP3s in the file with Modular. This is just to get you started. These are Logic Pro template songs, nothing special. I would recommend finding some royalty-free music and using that instead. I just hate getting a cell phone and opening the box to find there's no charger, so songs. Pricing. The template is currently priced at $30. I figure if you've watched the whole tutorial, you've got enough information that you could reverse engineer all of Modular. So if minimum wage is $15 and it might take you about 2 hours to rebuild a loosey-goosey version, it's worth $30. But you are worth more than minimum wage, so the choice should really be an easy one. You might also notice that there are a couple of light leaks used in this template to give the transitions a bit of kick. If you like those and want more, check out our leaks and flares package with over 150 unique splashes of abstract color. You can find the link. I don't know how YouTube works. Also, this is build 1 of Modular. If you dig it but feel like there are features missing, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you find it as useful as I have, there will be reason to build more packages, and I'd love to make it even better next time. Thank you so much for watching, enjoy Modular, and happy editing!